Hello everybody, it's me, Tomebinder, and in this video I'm going to be doing a podcast, which is something I haven't done in a long time. But I'm going to be talking about some exciting new features that are going to be coming to Ancient Warfare 3 sometime this year. And as this title and thumbnail suggest, it essentially amounts to modding. What's going to be added is, I'll just cut right to the chase here, is going to be custom weapons, custom armor, and custom objects. That is opening up a very large field of customization for people, and you can use your own Blender models for them. But I'm going to get into the history of this feature, how it's been suggested, and how JNI is ultimately going to be starting to implement it, and kind of what that means for the community. It's sort of broader implications. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be getting into in this podcast. So, for a while now, JNI has been posting, or I should say he's stopped, but starting on the 6th, JNI started posting some cryptic hints at what he was going to be adding in this big update that he had been talking about. There's going to be a big update that he said could even rival the addition of scripting in the game. So, he was sort of alluding to that, and ultimately he started posting hints to it. Hint 1 out of 4 was posted on January 6th of this year, and it was just a picture of a custom kind of laser gun, and it had some text on it. And this was a sort of recurring theme in these hints of his, because they included a custom string of text that ultimately people figured out what it meant through various methods of deciphering, and these texts ultimately were quotes that related to the process of creativity, creating your own things, imagination, that kind of thing. And it led people to have all kinds of theories, and I believe it was, let me check what day it was on the 12th that JNI officially announced that the feature was going to be modding. Well, I shouldn't call it that, but really, that really is what it's going to be. I mean, something that a lot of people have raised, especially in the reviews for Ancient Warfare 3, is that they want to be able to add their own content, like in other battle simulators. For most prominently, I would say, is Ravenfield, that allows people to create their own weapons and things like that. And well, now it's going to be in Ancient Warfare 3. So he also said that there's some things that people thought might be added that he's not working on for this update, but may be coming in the future. So some of those possible things could be, and he hasn't confirmed which of these will be coming, or possibly coming, but he mentioned multiplayer, saving the state of maps, and just big old content drops in general for some things that could be coming in the further future. But the most exciting thing about this whole announcement was definitely the announcement of the custom weapons, custom equipment, and custom objects. And some of the examples he posted really get your wheels turning here. I'm going to show them up on the screen, but yeah, you can do a lot with this stuff. Really what's going to be coming is there's going to be editors underneath the Create menu of the Ancient Warfare 3 homepage, and normally there'll be the options for creating a unit or creating a prefab. But in this new version, you're going to be able to also create custom weapons, custom objects, and custom equipment. How weapons are going to work is, for all of these things, you have to use Blender or some other service, but most people have been using Blender to create your own models, and then you have to import them into the game. And from there you have to apply animation sets that already exist. You might be able to make your own animations for them. We're still in the early stages, but at the very least, you'll be able to use some pre-existing animation sets. For instance, if you want to add your own gun to the game, like a Desert Eagle, you can just use the existing animation set that's there for the F226, something like that. So there's a lot of options for somebody who's just getting started. And it also, people have been learning Blender surprisingly quickly. There's been a lot of custom models posted out in the channels of the Ancient Warfare 3 server, which is exciting to see. So JNI has basically been just getting to work on this. He's been working on it since the 12th. He posted a live stream the day after that announcement where he started working on implementing it. But he was having some problems, so he stopped doing that. But he has gotten back to work, and he's been posting previews of these menus, and I'll throw them up on the screen as well. You're able to import models, set the materials, so like that'll be the color and smoothness of your models. And then now he's also added the camera and perspective controls, just like in the unit editor. So yeah, this is all very exciting stuff. It definitely has a lot of exciting implications for the game and its community. To be sure, there's going to be a large shift, I would say, on the workshop towards creating all custom stuff. And something that's important to note is that this is going to be a part of a DLC from the looks of things. He's been posting to the commit section under the title of the Creator DLC, and that's probably going to cost money. I don't quite know the exact relation to the main game. You'll be able to use other people's models if you don't have the DLC. The DLC will be sort of an advanced add-on if you want to create your own stuff for the game, because I don't think everybody wants to have modding in the game, but those who do, because there is a vocal minority of people who really want to be able to add their own guns, and those sorts of people will be, I would assume, very excited by this news, and the creator DLC will be coming and can satisfy that itch. But yeah, there's certainly going to be tons of uses for this. You could use it to cut down in performance impact if you want to have just larger models of background environments, things like that. And of course, there's plenty of guns that aren't in the game that are very well-known guns from real life that people can make as an unofficial piece of workshop content. So really, I think it's going to widen the horizons even more. And I do think it is on par with the scripting update, especially because you can add your own audio for the guns and things like that with scripting, that is. So really, you can create your own piece of the game. It's sort of like you're a developer of the game, honestly. It feels very Ravenfield-esque, to be honest, and it definitely feels like modding, and I hope that it broadens the appeal of Ancient Warfare 3, because I think for a long time this game has languished in a bit of obscurity, but hopefully this will attract some more creative types who want to make their own stuff with basically this limitless sandbox and show their creations to other people. So that's one of my biggest hopes. But again, this content isn't going to be coming until the later half of 2022. But since it's only been announced recently, I thought I would make a podcast about it to raise awareness for it and just let everybody know. I might start doing regular podcasts, short podcasts, that is, with just big game news, if there's anything. And there hasn't been big news in Ancient Warfare 3 in a while now. But since there is, I thought I would talk about it for anybody who's more involved in the YouTube community than the server. So that's really all I had to talk about. I'll be posting follow-up videos and stuff, if necessary, regarding the addition of this modding to Ancient Warfare 3. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say for this podcast episode, so I'll post it in the podcast playlist if you want to listen to the other ones. And again, if you always want to support my videos, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, or you can follow my Steam Workshop, which is always linked in the description. That's it. Thanks for listening. I'll see you later.